What a guan. For a small country, a small island like Jamaica, it has earned a reputation that is international. How has that occurred and why? We will endeavor to answer this by demonstrating what is unique about Jamaica. Do you know that a Jamaican maroon, Dutty Buckman, led the violent Haitian liberation and revolution that defeated the Europeans in Haiti, the French in Haiti, using a revolutionary formula that the whole Western world today is hell-bent in punishing Haiti, lest other melanin-dominant nations start to look into that formula and begin the domino effect of destroying what is the current state of hegemony on earth. Originally born in Senegambia in West Africa, Dutty Buckman is credited to have been both a leader of the Maroons and also as a hangman, a priest who caused that liberation. That's an aspect of the uniqueness of Jamaica. Number 2, Jamaica produced Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey built factories where he made black dolls for black kids to play with. He built hotels. He built a chain of stores. He formulated a universal Negro Improvement Association, African communities all over the world in almost 40 countries. He had about 6 million members, and no other human being on earth has organized melanin-dominant beings in the last 300 or so years like what Marcus Garvey achieved. He owned office buildings, auditoriums, had 5 ships, and started practicing international trade and commerce, printed his own newspapers, 3 newspapers in many other languages like French, Spanish, and Portuguese. Marcus Garvey achieved all that without help from any government, and he did it with a grade 8 education. This is what is unique about Jamaica, that it produced Marcus Garvey. Jamaica has a global influence despite its tiny size. It is indeed a unique island. Despite the independence from Britain in 1962, Queen Elizabeth II is still considered the Queen of Jamaica by tradition. This is a default position that must be changed. Jamaica is tiny, it has got about 3 million people only, but it has won more Olympic medals in athletics than Africa and India combined. It has also produced poets and thinkers, and one great thinker is Mtabaruka, whose fame is based on his dub poetry that touches on critical issues as well as his popular radio programs, The Cutting Edge and Stepping Razor. His name Mtabaruka is inspired by Rwandese Kinyarwanda language, which means one who is victorious. We might need to be all Mtabarukas who lived in Jamaica first. Naturally, if you ask European scholars or melanin-dominant blind scholars or other races, they will tell you and misidentify the indigenous inhabitants of Jamaica. They originally were Arawaks, also called Tainos. They will tell you they look like this, which is a lie, because anywhere you find the mulattoes, which means a mixture of blacks, Mongols, or whites, they are not original. The original were melanin-dominant human beings, Bantus, who looked like this. America was first populated by blacks or melanin-dominant human beings from what appears to be many different locations around the world. 100,000 BCE. Asiatics or Mongols and other types of humans other than melanin-dominant human beings did not exist on Earth 25,000 years ago. Therefore, the indigenous folks of Jamaica were melanin-dominant humans, not these. So they looked like these. Taino and the Caribs were of Olmec ancestry and therefore of African melanin-dominant descent. They had occupied the region for over 30 centuries before the Europeans' genocide of the 15th century. This is what we must hold up as the top unique virtue of Jamaica. The Spaniards came in, they tortured and killed and committed genocide. Europeans committed genocide and almost vanquished the Arawaks and the Tainos and took their land. However, eventually on May 10, 1655, British Admiral William Penn and General Robert Venables led a successful attack on Jamaica against the Spaniards, who surrendered to the English. Some slaves were freed. It was these a set of freed slaves and their descendants who would become the Maroons. From 1686 to 1755, a melanin-dominant human Queen Nani, who was sent from Ghana and taken as a slave, became a warrior, a spiritual advisor, and a leader of the Maroons and a group of runaway Jamaican slaves. She battled the colonial and the British and defeated them. and freed a lot of slaves. But there were tricks that were played around that freedom. In order to sustain its sugar industry in Jamaica, the British imported a large bulk and large population of Africans into Jamaica, St. Domingue, Barbados, into the Caribbean. These people came from Senegambia, Sierra Leone, Windward Coast, Gold Coast, Bight of Benin, Bight of Biafra, West and Central Africa. There were Bantus, there were the Akans, the Ga, Adegbe, Igbo, Congolese, Mbundus, from Angola, from the Congo, everywhere. These were to dominate the population of melanin-dominant human beings in Jamaica. A unique cooking pot, a huge pool of talent, innovation, and potential with Taino and Arawak spicing. That is Jamaica. The uniqueness of Jamaica. Jamaica's faith is in its diverse ancestry, yes. It is not Christianity, although there are so many churches in Jamaica. It is not Hebrew Israelites, although some Hebrew Israelites want to call Jamaicans Benjamites. There is nothing like that. The totems of the Benjamites is found all over the world. It's not unique to Hebrew Israelites. They are the Dlaminis, if you want. So Jamaica's faith is not Judaism, but Kamina, a mixture of African traditional ancestral belief system. Not Christianity, Judaism, or Islam, which are religions of colonizers and enslavers, even though you want to call it Hebrew Israelites. Jamaica gave the world ska, reggae, hip-hop, and all other subgenres that are from Jamaica. These are the stars: Gregory Isaacs, Dennis Brown, Joseph Hill, Bob Marley, and other international stars. Rita Marley and the female reggae singers, Meline Otei, Elaine Thompson, Lorraine Fontaine, Campbell Brown. That's Jamaica for you. It also produced hip-hop. Kool Herc, the father of hip-hop, is Jamaican born and raised in the Bronx. He created the blueprint for hip-hop music and culture, based on the Jamaican tradition of toasting, impromptu, boastful poetry, and speech over music, which he witnessed as a youth in Jamaica. This provided the base for missing rhythmic delivery of rhymes and wordplay. Rapping is derived from the griots, folk poets in West Africa, and the Jamaican style toasting. How come, with a population of only 3 million, Jamaica has won more medals than Africa and India combined in athletics? Because of that gene pool, and because of something that is unique in Jamaica, in that island, that we shall demonstrate in the conclusion. The fastest men, fastest women today, 100 meter and 200 meter dash and 100 4x100 relay is held by the Jamaicans. There are other prominent Jamaicans that you may not know. Many, like General Colin Powell, was born in Harlem in Manhattan, New York, to Jamaican immigrants. The great West Indies cricket player Chris Gayle is of Jamaican origin. The boxer who recently fought Tyson Fury, Dillian White, is from Jamaica. The model as star Naomi Campbell is of Afro-Jamaican descent. Jamaica is also the only country in the whole world that fought for the liberation of the use of the herb, and it actually became a cultural embarrassment in Jamaica if it runs law on weed. We've got a disclaimer as Marifado when it comes to weed. Since our ancestors termed it an herb, mbashto, mushonga, guniti, it is therefore only used to cure an ailment. Before you use it for recreational purpose, you must go through a test that approves that you are right and you are a candidate that needs it. A lot of melanin dominant human beings do not need this herb to smoke it, but you may just need to have it in your pocket, that's all, without doing anything with it. Did you know that? So that's why we put this disclaimer. But Jamaica was the only country fighting to have it legalized. Peter Tosh composed a song, an album, legalize it, and it was banned even by the so-called enlightened countries, and many African countries and African leaders follow blindly and ban it and jail people and they abuse people in total ignorance and subservient to the colonial rulers, not thinking. And today they are coming back as if it's enlightenment and as if they've done something and trying to legalize it and giving it names, whilst they are promoting a genetically modified version, which is poison. Original one is grown in only 3 countries on earth. When it comes to the most sought after type of coffee in the world, the Jamaican Blue Mountain variety tops. It has a sweet floral taste, bright acidity, and a lack of bitterness. It's authentic and is one of the rarest and most expensive coffees on earth. You go to this website and read about it, order it and taste it. It's awesome. Jamaica is unique in producing and having 41 fantastic fruits shown here, and a lot of other juices that you can make from them. It gave the world a Rastafarian religion and the pride of wearing our dreadlocks. Other countries are fighting to remove and to make dreadlocks illegal in fear of something that is demonstrated and resides in our hair, especially when it becomes dreadlocks. The Rastafarian religion and the Rastafarian movement started in Jamaica around the 1930s and has since then spread all over the world to varying degrees. It is considered a religion and incorporates Protestant Christianity, mysticism, elements of Pan-African political consciousness, and the reverence of Haile Selassie. Rastafarianism believes that people of African descent are living around the world are exiles living in Babylon. The ultimate objective is to return to Zion, which is Africa, the original birthplace of mankind, as drawn from the Bible and our science. This, we are not endorsing Rastafarianism, but it's unique. It came out of Jamaica. Jamaica has produced unique philosophical truisms. One of it was composed in the Redemption Song by Bob Marley, who copied from the brilliant spirit and the mind of Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey said, "Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds." So that racial mental freedom comes from our own minds. This is what makes Jamaica unique. And that spirit that is demonstrated by Marcus Garvey is what permeates the psychology and the spirit of all melanin dominant athletes in Jamaica and many others in Jamaica. It's what is in Jamaica that gives it the force. However, let us remember that the Queen of England is still the head of the state of Jamaica. It is very clear that these mulattoes, Bustamante and Norman Manley, did not secure independence for Jamaica. They are a bridging race anyway. They cannot. This reality is not only unique to Jamaica, but all over the world for melanin dominant human countries that are still boasting with the borders that they were given and defending those borders as national or territorial integrity or nationalism. For us to understand more about this fake or flag independence, let us read this book, The Myth of Independence, Middle Class Politics and Non-Mobilization in Jamaica by Louis Lindsay. Even so, Jamaicans excel due to earthwide divine power that was released by prominent heroes of Jamaica, the two of them, Dahuti Bookman and Marcus Garvey. No politician on earth who is a conscious or Pan-Africanist can escape that spirit of Marcus Garvey and the revolutionary drive of Dahuti Bookman. The time has come when together as male and dominant human beings we must unite and remember to use Jamaica's achievements and also combine it with our totems, our roots and our divinities, so that we can be totally free from the subtle chains of our colonizers and enslavers, new and the old. The new colonizer is the Chinese. Are the Chinese. They are the new colonizers. Beware of the Chinese, Jamaica, and all other melanin dominant human beings. To help in this educational effort, enroll in our 14 module Bantu Foundations training. Alternatively, you can send us an email on john@marfado.com. This is what makes Jamaica unique. There are more things to say about Jamaica, but hamanye jatopi dumisi lukuni keni mjakanja anadi moros tatenda siabonga enkosi edupe asante sana.